We started negotiations with the Americans on a free trade agreement actually way back in 2018 when economic development and trade was identified as one of the pillars of the strategic relationship between Kenya and the US. Now in July 2020, we started the process of negotiating a free trade agreement with the Trump administration. That went into some rejig after the administration came in. Trade is a fairly complex matter. It's also a very sensitive matter in any country, not just in Kenya. It's also in the US, in other places. And the Biden administration, after various interactions with us, have embarked on what we will say is a strategic trade and investment partnership. We will negotiate a lot of the pillars that we had started with the Trump administration. Kenya is very keen on expanded market for a lot of our agricultural products that the US imports. But we're also very keen to ensure that we do that in the context of our regional commitment. So we'll be negotiating. Sometimes I hesitate, is it a lighter version or a differently named? It's a differently named creature, but we have, the objectives of Kenya and the US haven't changed in pursuit of this agreement. The third thing that has happened is with all the changes globally, the US firms are also looking at identifying new production bases for their products out of, diversifying out of their traditional production places in the Far East, in China, for instance. So this gives us an opportunity as a country to be able to attract these new investments. So that's why it's a trade and investment partnership that is informed by the need for US firms to diversify their production bases and for us to find new products. So in the context of our earlier discussion, this sort of trade agreement gives us an opportunity to first diversify the products that we make. If it is going into the Internet of Things and products of the Internet of Things, digital products, this is an opportunity for Kenya to showcase it by attracting investment out of the US, making digital products that is geared at the US market, but is utilizing the trade agreement to facilitate better access and better framework. The US is a very large market. That's one. It's a large economic player. Countries who have negotiated FTAs with the US have actually seen a lot of growth in their countries. And I use the examples of the Latin American countries or the CARICOM, the deal with Costa Rica and all these countries. So that is inspiring. Two, you have possibilities of expanding the sort of investments that you make targeted at the US market. I've given the example, for instance, of digital trade and digital opportunities, because Kenya is distinguished itself in e-commerce and in this digital space. So I think a partnership, a regulated partnership with a large market like that is it's got potential for great growth. Now, the US is also a large agricultural player, so it's one of the areas that even as we negotiate, we are aware that opening up our market fully or extensively on agricultural products, it needs to be managed, because otherwise we'll all be overrun. So this is going to be the matters of give and take. As we discuss, we are aware of our vulnerabilities, but we're also aware of the possibilities. And I think if Kenyans approach the discussions once done, they will be able to see where the balance of opportunities lies. It is our responsibility as government to negotiate a deal that is positive for Kenya.